Good morning, all of you. Let us start the class. Today,
Good morning, sir.
what we are going to discuss is the theory of risk and uncertainty. First of all, we should know what is risk and what is uncertainty, and then we will study about different types of risk. After that, we will go for the theory of risk and uncertainty. First, let us have a basic idea about the risk and uncertainty. Risk, when you say that word, it refers the variability or outcomes. That is, when you make one action, what is happening based on that action is the outcome. If it is positive, it is well and good. Sometimes it is not positive, it may be negative. So what is the level of negativity that gives the level of risk? Because as a businessman we expect there will be a profit. For that we are taking some action, but whether always we can enjoy the profit, or sometimes we may incur, or we may end up in a loss. That possible negative outcome we used to call it as risk. Risk refers to variability or outcome which are measurable in an empirical or quantitative manner. Why we made these two statements, empirical or quantitative manner? We can, even though people think it is a qualitative, we can quantify the risk. Normally, how much cost that we are incurring, based on that, when we make what are the possible outcome and we give the percentage, and then we can quantify the risk. But for this particular risk, how it arises because of a new concept called, not a new concept, it is a very valid concept, but for you it is new, called uncertainty. What is uncertainty? What will happen tomorrow or day after, we don't know. That unknown future outcome, we used to call it as uncertainty. This uncertainty denotes an imperfect knowledge of future, or rather the knowledge in the future is less than perfect, uh, because there are n possible alternative. Out of that possible alternative, one will happen. Whether this will be positive or negative, it's subject to the level of implementation. So when you study about the risk, first you should know what is uncertainties. The uncertainty is a situation regarding a variable in which neither its probability distribution nor the mode of occurrence is known. That is, it is unknown. When you draw one normal distribution line, that it will be in the both sides. It may be positive, it may be negative, but the knowledge about that particular thing is very much essential. After knowing that, if you take some action, then it is called taking a risk. That particular risk will always reap a good return. Uncertainty can be defined. I'm just going to give a definition. This is the easiest way to define the uncertainty. It is the possible outcome in which the businessman may not be able to confine the exact outcome. Then it is, the situation is called uncertain. How to evade this? For that we should have some knowledge about the risk, the theory of risk. There will be yield, or there will be a production function, there will be a change in price, there will be a variance, there will be some dispersion. Lot of things may happen in the business, but based on that changes, we should know what is next, what is a possible outcome in that, how to get the exact outcome out of your risky action. More the risk, more will be the profit. So before explaining about in detail about theory of risk, first we should know what are all the types of risks that we have. There are many types of risk is there based on the factor that we are considering. Some of them are called economic risk, business risk, market risk, based on the change in inflation risk, interest rate risk, credit risk, currency risk, cultural risk. There are n number of risks. So we will see some of them. The very first one what we have to see is economic risk. What we mean by economic risk is nothing but a chance of loss because of all possible outcome and that probability is happen to be unknown. When you don't know what is happening out of your action, then it is called economic risk. The action taken in such a situation, it is purely speculative. We may buy or sell some shares, or any decision taken by the traders, or any other speculation with a commodity. All these things coming under economic risk. Either you may end up with enjoying the profit or incurring the loss. So a common unknown outcome when you are taking a risk, then it is called economic risk. There is a slight difference between economic risk and business risk. Business risk is nothing but it is a chance of loss associated with a given managerial decision only. In that all decision, here the business risk is confined with the managerial decision. Why we are confining that? Such losses are normal product. The unpredictable variation may happen in the product or demand side or supply side or any other cost condition because of the market situation. There are many reasons, but out of your managerial decision, if any loss or any changes is happened in the possible outcome, then it is not economic risk alone, it is a business risk. The business risk must be dealt effectively. Seldom it can be eliminated. Better not to take. Why? Because he who able to avoid the business risk is a successful businessman. So the first type is economic risk. Second type is a business risk. Let's go to the third type of risk. It is called market risk. It is not in the hands of the businessman. There will be some change because of the competitor action. There will be a fluctuation in the market. The market risk is a chance that a portfolio of investment can also lose money because the overall swing of the financial market. It may be money market, capital market. Commonly, I'm saying financial market. The manager must concern about the market risk because it influences the cost and the timing of selling. Definitely, it will improve the performance of the business. If you take a wrong decision, definitely the market will not help you. So based on the market condition, if you take any risk, then it is called market risk. Most of the speculator are playing with this market risk only, a new debt or equity securities, other things, all these things coming under the market risk only. There is one more risk. It is a macroeconomic concept called inflation risk. It is a danger that the general increase in the price level will determine the real economic value of the corporate agreements. For example, the price is increased by 5% of inflation. Definitely, it will affect the overall performance of the business. Why? Because when the price is increasing, demand will reduce. So, for example, if you take some document like we want to extend the period of lease or framing a new document, a rental agreement, or any corporate bonds in order to get the new debt, all these things will be influenced by the inflation risk. Why? Because there will be a increase in the general price level. Too much of money will chase too few goods. There are two different inflation. One is called cost push and demand pull. Both the category will influence the business. So a good businessman always cautious about the inflation risk because there is a general increase in the price level that should be taken into account. Suppose if there will be a future increase in price, then he has to make accordingly. He has to plan the production. Definitely that will reap more profit. If you fail to do, suppose if there is a change in the price level which is reducing, means inflation rate is getting down, means he will end up with a loss. So the businessman has to take the right inflationary risk. He should study the market. Then one more type we used to call it as interest rate risk. It is another type of market risk only. It severely affect the value of the corporate investment. Probably if you obligate something to do complete all these things, when interest rate is a repo rate is changing, the government, you may think that 8% will be the interest rate and you are ready to give. By the time what they will do, the bank or other thing, the RBI have reduced the repo rate. By that time, your obligation will be more. Your personal loan will be 14%. but actually the housing loan and other collateral securities will be only 6% or 7%. By the time the additional 6% you are unwantedly you have committed yourself and you are paying that. So this is called interest rate risk. So a good businessman should understand how the interest rate going to be fluctuated, what type of loan that he has to take, and what will be the time period. All these things, as a manager, you should know that. And apart from these important risks, these are the additional things you may expect one or two section A question. What is credit risk? It is a chance that another party will fail to abide by its contractual obligation. And there is a legal agreement between two, and he said that I will be giving every money in equal intervals. If he fail to do, then there is a credit risk. You are believing that buyer will repay the EMI properly, but you don't have money in his account, then you will be the sufferer, and you have to take some legal action and other things. Definitely, after seeing the credit worthiness of the consumer only, you should give the credit. Failing which, you will end up with the credit risk. The number of companies have lost a substantial sum because the other parties were either unable or not unwilling to provide the materials or money or rental space like that. A lot of number of cases is there based on this particular credit risk. That is why it gains its importance. One more important risk, we used to call it as a liquidity risk. When you run a business, you should have a working capital. If you don't have, it's very difficult to conduct the business. It is a difficulty of selling the corporate assets or investment that are not easily transferable in favorable prices. Suppose you have some money, you want to sell your asset, it is not as easy as you think, because there should be a good party should come and there should be a good price should be there. For that, we have to negotiate. The speculation has to take place. Transferring the assets into liquid money, it's a very great difficult task. So what we have to do, we have to maintain a proper working capital with us. Otherwise you will end up with a liquidity risk. Another type of risk we related rapidly expanding this financial derivative is the financial risk. Most of the derivative of the security that derives a value from the price movement in some other security. அமெரிக்கால ஏதாவது ஒரு ஸ்டாக் மார்க்கெட் பிரச்சனைனா இந்தியன் ஸ்டாக் மார்க்கெட் அஃபெக்ட் ஆயிடும். மோடி வந்து ஒரு பொலிட்டிக்கல் டிசிஷன் எடுக்கிறான்னா செபி பாத்தீங்கன்னா ஏன் சேஞ்ச் வருதுன்னு சொல்ல முடியல. ஸ்டாக் எக்ஸ்சேஞ்ச்ல அப்படி ஒரு சேஞ்ச் வருது. இதுக்கு அதுக்கு சம்பந்தமே இல்லை. ஆனா ஒன்னு ரிலேட்டடா இன்னொன்னு இருக்கு. ஆஃப் த ஸ்கிரீன்ல அதெல்லாம் நடக்குது. அதனால கையில எவன்கிட்ட பைசா இருக்கோ அவன் பெரிய ஆளு. லிக்விட் மணிங்கிறது ரொம்ப இன்னிய காலகட்டத்துல கையில பைசா வச்சுக்கிறது ரொம்ப சேஃப். மோஸ்ட் ஆஃப் டைம் என்ன பண்ணிடுறோம், கையில பைசா இருந்தா ரிஸ்க் சொல்லிட்டு நம்ம அசட்டா மாத்திடுறோம். எப்ப தேவையோ அப்ப கையில பைசா இருக்காது, ஹையர் இன்ட்ரெஸ்ட் ரேட் கொடுத்து நம்ம லோனை வாங்கிட்டு இருப்போம். Then let me move to the one more risk called cultural risk. This particular culture, some business family they used to have a particular type of risk. They will not change based on the modern economic demand. They will always go for the traditional one. Because of that, they may end up with some loss. Most of the foreign market doesn't like that. The breakfast cereals is extremely popular, and one of the most profitable industry is the breakfast. Why? Because we always have a heavy lunch and a heavy dinner. But what modern medical council is saying, you have to eat for 4 times. That too with a limited diet, a controlled diet. So why we are not able to? We are losing our health because we are having the cultural value that we will not change. Without taking bath, people will not take breakfast. They will not take bath. First they will eat and then only they will go for the bath. So this kind of cultural thing will affect the business. People may think, oh, how it is affect, because you are dealing with the customer. The customer is nothing but the household sector. If the household sector is addicted with the cultural values, then it is not easy as you think to run the business. The last one is, I'm going to say, is currency risk. It refers a probable loss due to changes in the domestic currency value in terms of expected foreign currency. The main drawback of this is because of the multinational companies. It's a macro level, it is not an individual level, but we should know there is one risk called currency risk. It is not an individual risk, it is a country level. Many MNC firms hedge against the currency price, which may affect the financial derivatives and this foreign currency. When you deal with Indian currency, there is a conversion of foreign currency with the Indian currency. The prices keep on increasing. So this particular risk, we used to call it as currency risk. Apart from this, the last one, but not the least one, it is a government policy risk. When you take some decision, the government is changing their policy. Either it may be bank rate policy or monetary policy, fiscal policy. Because of that, you may end up in the loss. So this risk is there. So you should be aware what the government is keep on doing. What is the current legislation for that particular industrial approval? What may be in the future also you should know. Otherwise, there is a heavy risk related with the government policy risk. These are all some of the type of risks that I have shared with you. Complete this particular 9 type of risk in your classwork. If you have any doubt, you can ask me now. Or if you type your name in the chat box, based on that only I am giving attendance. Only 19 are present.